Hello, I am Nujeen Muhammad. Today I'm gonna talk about poverty. Poverty is about not having enough money to meet basic needs, including food, clothing, and shelter. However, poverty is much more than just not having enough money. The World Bank organization describes poverty in this way. Poverty is hunger. Poverty is lack of shelter. Poverty is being sick and not being able to see a doctor. Poverty is not having access to school and not knowing how to read. Poverty is not having a job. It is fear for the future, living one day at a time. Poverty has many faces, changing from place to place and across time, and has been described in many ways. Most often, poverty is a situation people want to escape, so poverty is a call to action. For the poor and the wealthy alike, a call to change the world so that many more may have enough to eat, adequate shelter, access to education and health, protection from violence, and a voice in what happens in their communities. And exactly in 2020, the East Malaysian state of Sabah had the highest rate of poverty in Malaysia, with 25.3% of the population living below the poverty line. In 2019, Malaysia revised its national poverty line income, increasing it from 980 Malaysian ringgit to 2,208 Malaysian ringgit. Sabah is one of Malaysia's most rural and least developed states. Thank you. Now I will return to the next speaker.
Hi ma'am, I'm Shaila and I'm going to talk about the factors that contributed to poverty in Malaysia. Urban poverty is a group of economic and social problems unique to industrialized cities and caused by a variety of factors. This is the type of poverty that is faced by Malaysia. Factors include the rise of individualism, the development of high living standards, and the dualization of the labor market, which leads to social dualization. The first factor is migration of low-income groups from rural into urban areas. Migration of low-income groups has increased urban poverty, putting more strain on the city's services, environment, and infrastructure. As a result, poverty, once regarded to be a rural issue, is becoming more and more common in urban regions. Second, low levels of education. As urbanization increases worldwide, rural residents move to cities in search of employment and higher wages. The country's expanding urban poor population is a result of both the increase in rural to urban migration and the general lack of self-development skills among people living in the countryside. Next is the high cost of living. Urban households do have access to healthcare, daycare, and children's education, but they need larger salaries to afford these luxuries. Lastly, unemployment. Many families are left without enough money to cover the high cost of living in urban regions. This will put many families into debt since they would be forced to borrow money to meet their requirements. Urban poverty has a significant negative impact on society, as it may prevent access to decent healthcare and education. It may also raise crime rates as a result of people turning into illegal substances, prostitution, or theft as a means of self-support. These are only a few of the numerous causes of urban poverty in Malaysia. Thank you, and now I'll pass to the next one.
Good evening, madam. My name is Rafael Kekuda Kokome, and I'll be presenting my part on the effects of poverty. Poverty is linked with negative conditions such as substandard housing, homelessness, inadequate nutrition, food insecurity, inadequate childcare, lack of access to healthcare, unsafe neighborhoods, and under-resourced schools, which adversely impact our nation's children. Poorer children and teens are also at greater risk of several negative outcomes, such as poor academic achievement, school dropouts, abuse and neglect, behavioral and socio-emotional problems, physical health problems, and developmental delays. These effects are compounded by barriers children and their families encounter when trying to access physical and mental health care. Thank you very much, and this is my part for the effects of poverty. Bye-bye.
Hello everyone, my name is Ahmed Khalid. Today I'm going to talk about 5 solutions for our issue. So let's start for the first solution we have. So for the first solution we have is educate children. Education is one of the most best solution to poverty. Even the most basic education such as reading, writing, these things can open doors for children. Let's move to the second solution we have is provide a clean water. One of the most efficient main strategy for fighting poverty is make sure kids have access to drink safe water. So for the third we have solution is ensure health care. To reduce poverty, service should be available when and where families need them. So fourth we have is to empower girl or women. Girls and women, they have the right such as the boys and men. When those rights are ignored, not only do women and girls suffering, and the entire communities will get stuck in the same thing, which is poverty. Finally, we have support environment progress.